Okay, now moving on into the event briefing, guys. I'll kick straight on. As I mentioned earlier on, I'm going to split this with a colleague of mine, Jeff Bottomley, who will talk through the course and amenities we have throughout the course for you. But just to begin, pre-event registration, which everyone needs to attend if you're taking part in the Kokoda Challenge 96 kilometre, is taking place at Nerang RSL on Thursday the 14th and Friday the 15th of July, the 2 days prior to the event, and that's open from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock each day. So get yourself along there, guys, where you'll grab your race bibs, your timing wristbands, hand in your signed waivers, okay? We can't stress that enough. Every team member must sign a waiver, guys, to take part in the event. We don't need everyone to arrive at registration to register your team. One member can go along, but we do need individually signed waivers from everyone. And just to confirm, that's at Nerang RSL, Thursday the 14th, Friday the 15th, 3 till 7 o'clock. And if you've got any other team members that need to collect their t-shirts, they can do so at Nerang. So just when you arrive at registration, guys, just to smooth the process, have your team number, team name ready. Again, make sure you've got your waivers signed and one for each of you. They are available to download before you make your way to registration from the competitors area and on our website. So download one each, get them signed, bring them along with you. And just to stress, guys, you must have completed your minimum fundraising to start the event. And there are deadlines for that, which I'll touch on shortly. Okay, for those of you taking part in the Jim Stillman, which is the school's 48-kilometre event, there is another opportunity to register your team on the morning of the event. That's at Bar Hall, and that will take place from 9:30 to 10:30 ahead of the 11 o'clock start for that event. Again, know your team numbers, know your team names, bring along your waivers, and for those of you with obviously school kids taking part in the event, make sure we've got a parent and guardian that have signed those waiver forms on behalf of their child walking with you on that event. So that's 9:30, 10:30 at Bar Hall ahead of the 11 o'clock start for the Jim Stillman 48-kilometre. For those of you in the 48-kilometre, again, you can register your team on the morning of the event. Head down to Bar Hall between 11:30 and 12:30. The event does start at 1 o'clock, so again, same rules apply. Bring your waivers for everyone, get your fundraising boxed off ahead of schedule, and be ready for that 1 o'clock start down there. And just a couple of reminders there. Remember your waivers, guys, and no fundraising, no start, okay? Just to touch on those deadlines for minimum fundraising, it needs to be in, guys, by the 4th of July, okay? And your team profiles will be locked on the 5th of July, so that means we need all of your emergency contact information, all of your support crew team information, everything else that we ask of you in those team profiles needs to be in by the 5th of July, and then they'll be locked. We've got a lady called Jan that works in the office. She's our registration and competitor liaison. And those 2 weeks, if everything is done ahead of those deadlines, are a lot more stress-free for her and us if you can get that in before that date. So the 4th of July and the 5th of July for team deadlines. For those of you taking part in the Jim Stillman and Stan Bissett School Cups, the deadline for fundraising is next Friday, which is the 24th of June. So just a heads up on that, next Friday is the deadline for those taking part in the School Cups for fundraising. So now over to Firth Park, the venue for the start of the 96-kilometre event. When you arrive on Somerset Drive and head down towards Firth Park car park, for those of you that are just dropping off, there is a lay-by, and it will be clearly signposted drop-off area in the left-hand side. It is strictly a drop-off area. There is no parking in this kiss and go section. So drop off your team members. If you're a support crew, dropping off your team members, and you plan to park and stay for the event, I'll touch on shortly where parking is. But that area is strictly for drop and go, guys. So just remember that on the event morning. Just running through the setup for the start line. You've got, as I touched on, the drop and go on the left-hand side of Somerset Drive as you arrive at the venue. If you are planning on parking, if you're a support crew member or you've got spectators that want to come and see you off and wish you well on your Kokoda challenge, head down straight past the main car park for Firth Park, which will be chaos. You won't be able to get in there with a car. Head straight past there and take the next left, which takes you into the overflow car parks there, just here. So anyone wishing to park on the morning, if you're a support crew wishing to stick around for the 7:05 support crew briefing, head down to those car parks and marshals will guide you into the car park and see you through to the far car park, just there. You'll need one of these, and that's not the cameraman. We've got him for the weekend. It's the high-vis vest. So very important, guys, when you're walking out on any road or walking at night, especially at night on the roads, that you've got a high-vis vest. And that also applies to training over the next few weeks. It's very important that when any of you are out on the roads, guys, get your high-vis on to make sure you're seen. And safety first when you're out there, guys. So the setup for the start down at Firth Park in the 96 kilometre is fairly straightforward. We ask that you arrive by about 6:30 latest, guys, because we kick things off around 6:40 with formalities. We'll go through a final event briefing before we send you off at 7 o'clock. There is an opportunity, if you've had anyone drop out or you've got any changes to your teams, to do so in the main building at Firth Park. We'll have a help desk there for any changes that need to be made. And then we'll kick things off about 6:40 with a briefing, and then we'll start the event at 7 o'clock. It is a mass start this year, so there'll be no wave starts. All we ask is that if you plan on running from the start of the event, that you make your way to the front of the pack. And then if you know you're going to be walking pretty slowly, keep yourself to the back, just to stay out of the way of the guys that want to get off pretty quickly. Stan Bissett's Jim Stillman's start down at Nummenbar. It starts at 11 o'clock. Again, similar kind of timing. Our formalities will start about 20 minutes before the 11 o'clock start. And again, if you plan on running like these guys are here, just get yourself to the front of the pack, and for those of you that are walking, make your way to the back. Again, any changes, any waiver forms that need handing in, you've got the opportunity to do so in the hour before the event there, so make sure you get that done before you kick off. For those of you taking part in the Kokoda 48, which also goes from Nummenbar, again, 20 minutes before, we'll kick things off with the final event briefing. You'll have a chance at the hour before to do any changes while registration's open down there. And for both events down at Nummenbar, there will be a road closure in place. So as soon as you come out of the paddock there next to the Nummenbar Valley Arts Centre, you'll head straight over the road and into the park opposite. But that'll be fully road closed, guys, so no worries about traffic. Just as I'm sure you're aware by now, there's 13 checkpoints along the course. These are predominantly there for safety. They're also there as an opportunity for you to regroup as a team before passing along the course. We ask, our most important rule throughout the event is that you scan through as a complete team through the checkpoints. So we try and ask that everyone sticks to staying within 100 metres of their fellow team members for safety and morale. I mean, I wouldn't fancy walking the whole event chasing my team members who are a couple of kilometres ahead of me. So we ask that you try and stick together and adhere to the 100-metre rule, but specifically at checkpoints you won't be able to pass through without all 4 team members in your team. If for whatever reason you are at a checkpoint for longer than 20 minutes, then just scan back through. So when you arrive at a checkpoint, you'll be asked to scan your wristband on the wristband scanner. And if you're there for more than 20 minutes, refueling or whatever, then just scan back through so that we know in the command centre that you've only just left that checkpoint. In the chance that, and it will happen, I mean, in this event, I think our dropout rate is 25%. So 25% of people that start the event do not finish. If you need to withdraw from the event, checkpoints are a fantastic place to do so. Just let the checkpoint staff there know that you wish to withdraw. They will contact command and withdraw you from the event, so you don't need to worry about anything other than arranging your own transport back from the checkpoint. So that's what your support crew are for. They also cover withdrawals. So unfortunately, we don't have the resources to pick up everyone from checkpoints. So it is your responsibility again to make sure you can get yourself back from a checkpoint. In the event that you can't contact your support crew or someone that you wish to collect you from the checkpoint, just let the checkpoint staff know that you're withdrawing and you need collecting, and they can contact your support crew. We've got all the information that you'll input before the deadlines in the competitor area. So just let them know if your phone's dead or you've got no signal at the checkpoint, which can happen out there in the hinterland. Just let the checkpoint staff know and they will get your support crew out to collect you. And another key point, if you're completing the 96-kilometre event, we do ask, and it is a rule of ours, that you don't walk as a team of two. So if you're a team of 4 that's became a team of 2, you must stay at that checkpoint until there's another team willing to let you walk with them. So, and they don't need to. It's completely up to them. So if you do become a team of 2, you'll be held at the checkpoint until you find another team to walk with. It's purely safety. For those of you taking part in the 96-kilometre, we don't allow 2-person teams. And with those taking part in the 48-kilometre, if you become a 1-person team, again, same rules apply. We ask you to buddy up with another team. And then in the case that this happens, guys, just let the checkpoint staff know that the new members that are walking together, and they can let command centre know that you're all going to be walking together, and we know not to look out for the original team, but the newly formed teams. So support crew checkpoints, guys. For those in the 96-kilometre event and the Stanbisit events, we've got 4 support crew checkpoints for you. They are at Polly's Kitchen, Numinbar Hall, Army Land and Clagrabah Reserve. Now, you should be self-sufficient on the course other than at those checkpoints. I mean, we provide water for you at all of the checkpoints and some lollies just to keep you going, but that is your opportunity to refuel, pick up essentials, change your clothes, as Scotty touched on. So just to reconfirm, for those in the 96-kilometre, you've got 4 support crew checkpoints at Polly's Kitchen, Numinbar, and the Army Land, checkpoint 9, and Clagrabah Reserve, which is checkpoint 11 on the course. And for any support crew members in here, we do have a support crew briefing which takes place at 7:05 on the morning of the Kokoda Challenge down at Firth Park, and will also happen after the starts of the 48-kilometre and Stanbisit over in Numinbar, which is compulsory for all support crew members to attend. So just make sure you pass on the information to your support crews to make your way along to those briefings on the morning of the events. Again, as I touched on then, the support group briefing for the 48-kilometre event will take place at 1 o'clock, just after we let you go down at Numinbar. For those of you taking part in the 48-kilometre, there is only 1 checkpoint, and that is at checkpoint 11 on the course. For those of you doing the school's half event, we do allow another checkpoint, which is at checkpoint 8. So just to confirm, guys, those in the 48-kilometre, there is 1 checkpoint, and that is at checkpoint 11. Those doing the Jim Stillman Schools Cup 48-kilometre, you have 2 chances for a checkpoint, checkpoint 8 in the Army Land and at checkpoint 11. Just touched on that as well. Guys, it's important that you stay in communication with your checkpoint, with your support crew staff. Just keep in close communication with them throughout the event, in particular with your arrival to checkpoint 4. Now, checkpoint 4 for us is a very tight checkpoint in terms of parking. It's Polly's Kitchen. It doesn't hold everyone there, so we do ask that you do not immediately from the start of Firth Park head straight over to Polly's and set up camp until your team arrives. It will cause backlogs on the road outside, and we ask that you just wait for the call. There is a sign about 9 kilometres on the course for competitors. It's 9 kilometres from checkpoint 4, and we ask that teams look out for that sign, contact their support crews when they're at that point, and you guys can work out when it is that you're likely to arrive at checkpoint 4. Now, there is a 2-hour curfew at checkpoint 4, and it will be monitored by parking supervisors, so just make sure you listen out for that call, make the right call, and don't head straight there from the off if your team's not going to be there for a few hours. Okay. All of the information for support crews is available to download on the competitor area. We've got a support crew handbook, so just a bit of advice, give that a read before the event so you're clued up with where everything is and how to get between checkpoints. Just another request, guys, please don't bring these along, again, especially to checkpoint 4. There isn't the room in the checkpoint parking for Winnebagos and camper vans, as perfect as they are for the event. We just ask that you just bring a normal car or truck, and it's one support crew vehicle per team. There will be registers on the entrances to the support crew car parks, just ticking off each team as they arrive, so it will be monitored, guys. So just a reminder, no big trucks.